School readiness. What does it mean to you? Does it mean that your child is potty trained? Does it mean that your child knows their name? Do they know their parents' name? Do they know how to count? Do they know their letters? Do they know their colors? Well, listen, I just wanted to put a quick video together about your child being ready for school. When you think about kindergarten, your child should know their name and they should also know how to write their name. That's really useful. Now, I am not saying that these are hard and fast rules. There are going to be some children that despite our best efforts, they're just not getting it. They're just not learning their numbers. They're not learning their letters. And there are sometimes moments when there may be something else there that needs to be explored. However, pause. When you're at home, you can be intentional about exposing your children to as much content as possible. For example, your children should know their numbers 1 through 10 before going to kindergarten. What can you do? You can put toys around them where they can see those numbers. Look at these. We know little silicone squishy blocks, but I got blocks that have numbers on them as well. Okay? Not only do they have numbers on them, but I also got blocks that have letters on them. So my son, we used to build all the time. We'd build with these blocks, we'd knock them down, and then we'd have moments where we put the letters in order or we put the numbers in order. We'd have times when we count them. We definitely were noticing colors, okay? So you can be intentional about the toys you bring. And then as they get older, look, you can still bring toys. I wanted to make sure that my child recognized the uppercase letter as well as the lowercase letter, okay? And then this is something that works with tactile learners, kinesthetic learners, okay? He was able to put his fingers on it. This also came with a little pen so he can practice writing them. Okay, and this was just a nice little wood kit. I was being intentional about the toys. Look at this. Sometimes family members would buy us toys. They'd ask me, hey, what can we get him? And look at this leapfrog bus. It sings songs and it has all the letters. So when my child was playing, he's intentionally playing with toys where he's learning letters. Not only was he learning letters with his toys, but he also had toys where he was learning his numbers. See our numbers on here? This is a nice cash register that came with a fruit basket. So we would practice and play like we were going to the store and buying fruit. And we could talk about colors, we can talk about numbers, we can talk about the fruit themselves. So it was we were so intentional about what we played with. And as he got a little better with his numbers, then I moved to something else. And I had this little rainbow number kit. Look at this. And so this allowed him to see his numbers 1 through 10. We started looking for patterns and I had these little number tiles so we could see the numbers. So we were constantly working with numbers. And look, then there were little games. We can play chutes and ladders with the numbers with this kit. This was just another great way to work on our number sense. When I wanted him to learn colors, I was really excited about this VTech flashlight. Why did I like it? Because it actually had a fun way of looking at the colors, okay, when I turned it on. Now, this was another one for our early number sense days. One of our teacher friends sent this to my son for his birthday. And when I press this, each of these candles will light up when I turn it on. It's very loud, which is why I will not turn it on right now. But each of those lights up. And then he's able to see a one-to-one correspondence for counting numbers. This was another fun one. And listen, we had cousins over recently, a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And everybody liked this remote control, okay? But this remote control was great because not only do we have numbers, we also had shapes. And guess what? Your child should know their shapes. Be intentional about the toys that you expose your child to. There are so many wooden pieces. There are so many just great toys. You don't have to have the ones that make noise, but just FYI, the ones that make noise can also teach concepts, right? And it just gives them fun and engaging ways to engage with learning, okay? We want to be intentional about our children learning because when they go to school, we want to make sure they're ready. When they're ready, we don't have to worry as much about lots and lots of gaps forming. Doesn't mean they won't form. It just means that you didn't already start them out behind the 8 ball. All right, be blessed.